Hey guys, this is Sam. I'm about to start constructing the control unit for the Hortodomi project, and I just wanted to go through some of my project setup and how I lined up all the tools to try and get the build done as quickly as possible. So this is kind of my setup. I have all the tools that it takes in one bag, and then I have all of the parts in another box that I've bought through the parts list described in the documentation with pictures. I got a little bit of food to eat while I'm doing it. I have a laptop right here set up, and this is going to have the instructions for it, the instructions doc, and I also have a printed out copy of the instructions. This is the rough draft, of course. And so here's a little bit of circuit help, convenience, a big open area to move stuff around and to have elbow space, makes it really nice. And a power supply right here to fuel the lamps, and also everything else for testing. And so that's the general setup, and I guess we're gonna go from there. Okay, so this is the general layout of the electronics package. This is how I plan to implement it, and this is how the template is derived. Okay, so right here there's a power strip coming in, plugged into the GFI unit. There's two stacked breaker type boxes right here. The bottom one is a high current, high voltage router type thing where I pull in high voltage from off the power supply to go to the peripherals, and then I mix and match them with twist ties to come out to the relays to be controlled. And this top breaker box is going to actually have the relay shield in it, and this will be it'll have signal lines from these digital ports to tell the relays to turn on and off. I put them with the holes right here on the breaker boxes facing this way, that way I can feed stuff into the back and out of the front. The high voltage going out to the water solenoids and the fan and the light and the water pump, they'll all come out of here and be controlled by the relays. So this right here is the sensor bank. That is where the water moisture sensors, soil moisture sensors, and the temperature sensors will come in and plug into a bank right there that will come in, and that of course is supplied voltage, low signal voltage like VN, 9 volt and 3.3 volt out to the sensors, and then analog ports will come in and plug in on this side to get the sensor readings. So this is the sensor bank, and the sensor lines will also come out here and be added. These are Euro style terminals, by the way. They're pretty handy. And so that's how the template was drawn, and hopefully that's the finished project. There may be some changes in the design. This is the first time I've built this exact one, and so it should be pretty good, and we'll just see how it goes. All right, thanks. Okay, so in this section, we're gonna apply the template and build the board. The board is pretty simple. The cheapest wood that I could find is in the documentation. I just used a circular saw to chop it off to the proper dimensions denoted in the documentation. And then I printed out the template. And of course that's not what I'm doing in this example because I've already got it on there. But in theory, you print the template out. You're gonna lay your template on top of the board. It should fit for the most part. And then you take a pencil along the lines and you're going to write through until you draw your template onto the board. And then once you do that, you have your templated out board, and these are the screw holes for different units. Like the GFI will go right here. This will be a stack of breaker boxes which have the relay shield on top and the high voltage router box on the bottom. This is going to be the project box with the Arduino in it, somewhere in the relays and some of the sensors and that type of stuff. And so that's the general layout and how to apply the template. In a project like this, the videos are kind of an initial helper, a primer if you would, and they can't change as quickly as the documentation. So on all implementation details, diagrams, and all that type of stuff, the documentation is going to be the final say, because I'll change some things in the documentation and the videos won't necessarily reflect. So watch along with the videos if you feel like it, but just understand that the documentation is going to be more accurate.
You're the one who made my dreams come true. A few kisses. places to go.